Hey beauties, and welcome back to IAmBeautifulHustlerTV. Today I'll be doing a 6x6 lace closure quick weave installation with a nice style, and today's hair is provided by Vshow hair. Now they did send over this 18-inch 6x6 lace closure and some bundles up to 24-inch, and they did send over 3 bundles of straight hair. Now today we're going to jump straight into this tutorial, and I do have the unboxing down below on the left hand side of this video so you guys can see what's included inside of this package. But as I mentioned, we're going to jump straight into this video. I did go ahead and bleach the knots, and I did not pluck this lace closure whatsoever. It was pre-plucked to perfection. So all I had to do was just bleach the knots, and I went ahead and took some Ruby Kisses cream foundation in level 14 using a darker shade and applied that foundation on the inside of that lace closure and on top as well. Now this new little trick I like to do is after I apply the foundation, I like to add a holding spray and blow dry that. And I do this because you do not want the makeup to transfer over onto the skin, because your lace, that will prevent your lace from sticking. If you have any dirt, oil, or any makeup residue on a lace, it will not hold as long as it needs to. So you want to make sure you do that so that foundation does not transfer over. Now, as I mentioned, this is a 6x6 lace closure, and I am doing a quick weave installation. But for the style today, I will be doing like a connected link type of style, and so it will be like parted down the middle and everything like that. So I'm just going to place that closure in the center of her head, and I'm just going to go ahead and sew that closure all around as she holds that lace closure down in place. And you want to make sure you do sew it from left side to right side completely, so it lays completely flat. And also once I finish sewing that down, if you notice, I did leave the thick flaps on there, but once I actually glue the closure down, I will cut that extra thick part off so it can be more seamless. But once I get into finish sewing down this closure, I will begin to lay down the closure and glue it and everything. So now that the closure is all tacked down, I'm just going to go ahead and begin to cut off that thick little flap that I mentioned previously. And as I mentioned, this will help make that closure lay down more seamless and, you know, nice and neat. Now you do want to go ahead and pull that lace up. And because she do have like a high-low hairline, you still want to place the lace glue in the flow of her hairline. And of course we are using my adhesive, which is that Beautiful Hustler lace melt adhesive, and you guys are going crazy about it. Yes, it's waterproof. Yes, it's sweat proof. Yes, it's everything you need it to be, and it gives you that super strong hold, and it really melts that lace in. And you guys have been ordering my glue and my also my other products like crazy, and I just want to thank you guys for the continuous support. We have bigger bottles coming soon and other little goodies, so make sure you stay tuned for that. Now for today, I will be using the little spreader, and if you have recently ordered my glue, your package does come with these complimentary spreaders, so it's, you know, nice and convenient for you to apply your glue and spread it out and everything like that. And I will be using about 5 layers of this lace glue today for this closure. And as you can see, as I apply it to one side, the other side has dried clear so quickly. And this is really a good thing, and this is what you want your glue to look like before you apply more layers. You do want it to turn nice and clear, which lets you know it's either A, ready to be placed down, or ready for you to add an additional layer. So you can add as many layers as you like, up to at least 7. So I would say 7 layers is the max. You don't want to overdo it with the lace glue, even though you can still remove it with 99% alcohol, or another product that I will be releasing soon too, you guys. So just, you know, be mindful of how many layers you are using. I recommend that you don't exceed 7. But however, as I mentioned, I did use 5 layers of this lace glue, and I'm just going to go ahead and pull that lace right into that glue, and I'm going to comb and blow dry on a heat setting. And I'm going to repeat that again. I'm going to blow dry on a heat setting. I'm going to blow dry on a heat setting because I get this question a lot, especially in the comments. I always use the heat setting whenever I'm doing pretty much anything, blow drying, blowout, you know, just anything. I always use the heat setting. And as I mentioned before in my previous tutorial, I learned this little trick from Slay by Joy and my boo. And he applies elastic band before cutting off the extra lace, and I actually love this technique, so I'm going to be doing this technique more often in my videos. So shout out to you, boo, for this awesome idea. So I just went ahead and took my melt belt and I applied it on top of that lace, and just let that lace melt on in before I cut off the extra lace. And I will be using the eyebrow razor today to cut off the extra lace. And of course, I have my melt belt for the meltdown today, as well as that lace melt adhesive, working together to give you the best results ever. So I'm just taking that eyebrow razor now, and I'm just going to razor off that extra lace. And then I'm also going to go in with my scissors, because as I mentioned, she does have that high-low hairline, and to prevent the lace from being too far down, you just want to apply the glue in the same like pattern that her hairline flows. So as you can see, the lace is a little higher up in the center, but it comes down on the sides, but it matches her hairline perfectly. That way, it's like as I mentioned, it would not be you know, too far down. And then I'm just gonna go in with my rat tail comb and just place that lace melt adhesive in those little pieces that still need to be tacked down. And once I finish applying all of that and push that lace down using the teeth of my comb, you will literally see that lace like disappear into her skin. And I will also go back in with my melt belt once again and tie that lace down, just to make sure it's like extra melted, like to the T. And then I will go ahead and begin to bond in the tracks in the back for her quick weave installation. So now that all of that is tacked down, I'm just going to go ahead and take my melt belt once again and just tie that lace down just to make sure it's like super duper duper melted. Like, no lie guys, using my adhesive and the melt belt together just gives you like that OMG, the best melt that you can possibly get, like no exaggeration. And I need you guys to leave me more reviews. I see the reviews that you guys say about my products in the comments, but always feel free to tag me and DM me, text me. Like, I do respond. I do read every DM and everything like that. So feel free to just leave any comments, questions, concerns, anything like that. And I am getting really, really close to 70K subscribers on YouTube, guys. So I will be doing a little competition and a little giveaway. So make sure you guys stay tuned for that. And you must have my product in order to enter the contest. So if you don't want to miss out on this, just go ahead and grab you a bottle of that lace matte adhesive, because things is about to get real. Okay, but moving right along, this part right here is pretty much easy peasy lemon squeezy. I'm just double wefting the tracks and gluing it. And I do have a full detailed video already on my channel on how to double weft your quick weaves. And what that does is allow you to add way more hair to the installation, and it also is quicker than just going track for track. You can actually add more bundles when you double the wefts, and the hair does seem fuller when you do it this way. And as I mentioned as well, it is quicker, and that way you can have faster hair services and not be on one client for too long. So I always double weft my tracks, especially for quick weaves. I do it sometimes with sew-ins, depending on how thick the tracks are from the the company that they got the hair from, or if they don't have enough hair. It all depends, different situations. But I'm just going to continue to bond that hair all the way up to the closure. And you do not want to put the track on top of the closure. You just want to have the tracks meet right up to that closure, so everything can just blend and lay as flat as you need it to, as you see that I did here. And now I'm just going to go ahead and comb all of that hair down. And for the style today, it is something I've never done on my channel, so I was really excited to do it. And I was getting very much scalp tease, natural tease. Like, I absolutely love this finishing look that I did do. So right now I'm just combing everything out, and as you can see, it's looking super natural, super very much like skin. Is nice and tight, is stuck on there. Okay, that Beautiful Hustler lace melt does not play. Okay, does not play games. Like, the hold is superior. But I'm just gonna go ahead, and as I mentioned, I'm doing a style that I never did on my channel, so I was really, really excited to do this today. And it's kind of like a Arrogant Tay inspired look, but I just threw like a little remix on it. He did a style where it was the two little bang pieces with the little old school twist, but instead of doing a twist, I wanted to do the linked rubber band look, but with that same parting style. So right now I'm just parting the hair down the center, and I'm just hot combing all of that out so it is nice, neat, and flat. So when I do the rubber band connected links, everything just lays down nice and neat. And it's super, super easier for me to work with. So I'm just, taking my Beautiful Hustler GLAMWAX and just using that hot comb, making sure the part is nice and sleek, and making sure everything is laid down to the T. And guys, just really take your time and make sure the part is straight. Like, you would hate to finish the style and then realize the part is crooked. Like, it just really throws off the whole entire style. So just make sure that you do take your time and straighten that out. And I'm just gonna hot comb everything till it's flat. I am parting off a little section in the back of the closure to hot comb the rest of that backwards. And you want to hot comb until everything is flat. Like, it is so important to have flat installs, especially with the lace. You don't want nothing to be humpy. You don't want nothing to look like a cone head. Like, the braids underneath play a major factor. Like, it is 80% important that you do nice flat braids underneath your closure wigs, whatever that you are doing that requires you putting a lace on top, because the flatter the braids, the flatter the install. The smaller the braids, the flatter the install. So just keep that in mind whenever you are doing lace, and that way you won't have any issues whatsoever. And as you can see how flat this is laying, and before I hot combed the back, it did have that hump look, but once I hot combed it, as you can see, it is super duper flat. And that's why it's also very important how small and neat you do the braid down underneath. And I will do a video for you guys. I will do a dedicated braid down video for you guys for different styles, and versus quick weaves and sew-ins. But to be honest, whether it's a quick weave or sew-in, I do the braids pretty small, so it wouldn't even matter, and even for wigs. But moving right along, so right now what I'm doing is creating like a diagonal triangle. I parted the hair down the center, and I did like a triangle from the center on out, and I also pulled down a little piece that would be for like that bang area. And once you part off the triangle section that you want, you just want to create small parts within that section. So I just went ahead and made the first triangle, and the other two will be more like trapezoids, I guess, because I'm not doing triangle parts inside of that triangle part. I'm just parting off 3 sections in each piece. That way, when I connect everything, is nice small parts and not big parts. So as I mentioned, the first one would be like a triangle, and then the other two would be more of like a trapezoid, squarish parting. And you just want to rubber band those pieces with a little black rubber band. And once you finish rubber banding up this section, you want to create another triangle. But instead of starting this triangle from the front to back, you're going to start this triangle from the back of the first one, and then bring the triangle shape towards the front. So instead of the pointy part being at the front, this time the pointy part would be at the back, and the wider side would be towards the front. But it may sound a little bit confusing, but I will show you what I mean once I finish this part here. And you will also see once I finish rubber banding everything exactly how I parted it. Like, you will understand it. It's really not that confusing as it sounds, guys, trust me. Now, as you can see, as I mentioned, I started that triangle from the other direction. So the more narrow side is going towards the back and the wider side is going towards the front in this section. And as you can see, like, guys, this is very much like scalp. I loved this hair, loved this closure, loved this install, loved this style. Like, this is literally one of my favorite looks. Some people feel like it's childish or whatever the case is, but that does not take away from the fact that this style was a slay. Very, very natural, very dope, and very creative. And to be honest, this is a style that a lot of people are wearing now. A lot of the old throwback styles are coming back into style. So let's just keep that in mind. It's just like history. It repeats itself. Styles come back out. Clothing come back out. Shoes come back out. It's just a big cycle and rotation of just the way our world works, pretty much. So this is like a, a throwback look, but we're just adding some new school flavor to it. And I absolutely loved it. But once I finish, rubber banding all of these sections, I am going to connect all of them together to go straight back. And then I'm going to hot comb the opposite side, hot comb this side, and just flat iron everything and then create the baby hairs for this side. And then I'm going to repeat the same steps to the other side as well. So what I'm doing now is just connecting the first rubber band to the second rubber band, and then the second rubber band to the third, to just have one piece of hair all together. So you just want to connect the first to the second, and then the first and second will be connected to the third. And that's just pretty much simple, how you just connect all of the links together to just make it one. Very, very simple. So yeah, it's pretty much explanatory, and I'm also showing you here how I did it. So once I do all of the sections and rubber bands, I'm just going to connect everything straight back as I'm showing you right here. And here is the finishing look once I finish connecting everything. It is so freaking cute. And I had to remind myself so many times that this was a 6x6 lace closure. I kept thinking I did a wig. I kept thinking I did a frontal. Like, I totally forgot that this is a closure. And that's how much space this closure takes up. And that's just how dope this installation was. And now I'm just going to go ahead and hot comb everything down, making sure it's nice, flat, and neat. And then I'm just going to add 2 little swoops for the baby hair, because even with the baby hair, I forgot that it was a closure, and I was going to do baby hairs from ear to ear like it was a frontal. And then I had to remind myself, like, girl, this is a 6x6, honey, and you definitely slayed it. So I'm just going to put out a thin little section from the front of the closure for my baby hair. Just going to chop that down and just, swoop that baby hair. Just nice, quick, and simple. And I did not use any black spray today to like do the parts or anything like that. And I didn't even conceal the parts because I loved how natural the results were with this style. And I love the quality of this lace closure. So Vshow, you did the damn thing with this hair, okay? Like, I have not one complaint. I have no complaints at all about this hair. So make sure you guys go ahead and check out the description details and the coupon codes and get you some of this hair. I absolutely loved it. As I mentioned, like, I have no complaint But this is pretty much the finishing look. Let me know what you guys think down in the comments. Do you like it? Yes or yes? Notice I did not say no. Yes or yes. And I'm just taking a little of that heat protectant as a oil sheen and just shining up the hair. And I have the 2 little bang pieces there. And this was definitely her birthday sleigh. So yeah, let me know what you guys think down below. Thank you guys for tuning into I Am Beautiful Hustler TV, and I will see you guys on the next tutorial.